You're very welcome, and you have 5 minutes.
Thank you, and thank you to the convener and the committee for giving me the opportunity to speak to you about this. I'm here to represent a particular group of residents in the Lockharton area of the city who've been profoundly affected by the rollout of the CPZ and feel that they had no say in this and their views haven't been heard at all. And that's why the term about direct engagement with community councils and residents groups is so important, that they can say how they feel and be a part of a solution to their particular problems. Basically, once the CPZ was implemented, people in the Lockharton streets, and I'm aware this has happened in other parts of the city, but my role is to represent my constituents on this. Suddenly, there is saturation parking from Monday through to Friday evening, possibly Saturday morning. Cars parked nose to tail, some dangerously parked diagonally on corners. Residents have sent me photographs, and I'm very happy to share them. So very few residents have private parking spaces or garages, so they were dependent on being able to park in the streets. They can no longer do that. Visitors, carers, tradespeople can't find anywhere to park. They feel that this is displacement parking from car drivers who previously parked in the area which is now covered by the CPZ. They feel that about half of because they see the same cars every day, they feel that about half of them are people who haven't bought a permit for the area covered by the CPZ, and another half are probably people from out of the city who are driving into the last area that doesn't have any parking controls and hopping on the bus. So their streets have become a parking lot, basically. One of the suggestions that's come from residents is the priority parking areas could help. One of the residents has also suggested that if it was the decision of this committee to extend the CPZ to their area, perhaps priority parking could be an interim solution, because when we said to them the advice that we'd had from transport officers that it would be August before we could even begin the process to extend the CPZ, that was really horrifying to them, because they are living with this right now. So I'm hoping that we can engage directly with residents groups, with the community councils. One of the residents is a community councillor, so she could help to bring this together. I spoke yesterday with Gavin Brown and Andrew Mackay, who were both very open that this was feasible to have this kind of direct engagement, and that they could start the process in February, recognising that we've got the midterm break. So I would ask you to support this, and the parts of some of the other amendments are okay too. Thank you very much. happy
you.
to take any questions.
I was just going to say, do we have any questions for Councillor Walker? Councillor Cowdy.
I feel I should, being a fellow ward councillor. I think, Councillor Walker, you've covered the issues very well, so I was struggling with a question, but... so, I think you and I have both received loads of emails from, probably all the same emails from all the same residents. So, question is, how many or what proportion of the residents do you think have emailed? Because I think this is quite important. Certainly, I have a view on how many emails I've had on this from residents in the Lockharton area.
I haven't counted up number of households, but just from the volume of emails, I would say easily half the number of residents, perhaps 2/3. Some of the residents are emailing me from household members, so it's not just one resident. And I've also been contacted by a resident's WhatsApp group.